us, they need us, they need us. We are the children.
Hello, welcome to Film Talk, a weird entertainment production about filmmaking practices from Film Lab Nigeria, a member of M Group, Lagos, Nigeria. Check www.filmlab.ng, connect on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and watch YouTube videos at www.filmlab.ng/filmtalk. My name is Efefiong Akpan. I come to you now. No nation faces crushing crises, natural or man-made, and remain the same. When the Caribbean nation of Haiti was hit by a 35-second earthquake in 2013, it lost about 300,000 lives and about 1.5 million citizens went homeless. Amidst threats of cholera, its cultural identity, credibility, and dignity were greatly affected. Many proud cultural ambassadors, home and abroad, and friends across the world have helped the building of Haiti. Scared of the destruction of its own rich African-originated cultural spirituality, they have not rested till today. One of such prides of Haiti, Adjunct Professor Jacquil, a Haitian-American independent filmmaker, teaches cinema production at the Pasadena City College, California. He is also the founder of the first ever Haitian International Film Festival in Southern California. Jacquil is a curator of many parts. He curated arts called Haiti is a Nation of Artists in 2015, Haitian Magical Realism in 2016, and exhibited at California State University, Northridge, and Haitian Realism in 2019 art show exhibited at Pasadena City College in California, Southern California. He's a film curator for the Black Association of Documentary Film Producers, exhibiting documentaries for the St. Clair Brown Film Series. The keynote speaker for the Haitian Art Museum in Chicago and Chess of Africa in Long Beach, California. He's an active member of the Black Association of Documentary Filmmakers, the International Documentary Association, and African Arts Association. Welcome, Professor Jacquil Constant.
Thank you so much for that excellent introduction. And, you know, I guess till you hear that you realize all the work that you have been doing, but thanks for having me on your show, the Soba TV in Lagos, in Nigeria, and you know, I'm waiting. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming on the show. The first thing we're going to do is to watch your promo or documentary, a clip called Haiti, a Nation of Artists. And before we do that, let me just say that Constant has just come back from burying his mom in Haiti. He went over from California to Haiti, and according to him, he enjoyed the funeral procession, which is very typical of Africa. You know, in Africa, we do funeral procession. Some people do funerals up to 40 days. But let's watch the promo, Haiti, a Nation of Artists.
Haitian art has a deep history rooted in culture dating back to 1804, when Henri Christophe, the president of North Haiti, founded several art schools to represent Haiti in the world order. In the 1940s, an American art teacher, DeWitt Peters, established an art school in Haiti called Centre d'Art, which led to an art explosion, creating many Haitian artists, including two Haitian masters, Philomé Aubin and Hector Hippolyte. Aubin was known for his historical images of Haitian society, while Hippolyte became a world-renowned artist known for the mysticism and surrealism in his paintings. This rich tradition of Haitian art continues today, from the art galleries to the street artists that can be found making bricolage art with everyday materials.
That's the million-dollar question. Everybody wants to know, why is there so much art production in the world? Why is there an artist born every day in Haiti? Why is Haiti a nation of artists? Maybe we're just born that way. Maybe it's...
Moi, j'aime théâtre pour cœur, parce que ça crée me fait, parce que toujours j'aime Petit Marina Pilo. I love my painting. Same thing about my sister with my family, okay? Because I love that.
I mean, one thing that's surprising about Haiti is how fertile our imagination is and how resourceful people are there in utilizing whatever they have to create something practically out of nothing that looks like, that is interesting, beautiful, and different, because that's the trick. You understand? A lot of people produce very nice things, but sometimes they are copies, they are pastiche of others. Our imagination is quite peculiar.
Yeah, that was a Jacquil Constant production. Like I said before, if you look in the painting, you will see paintings of boats. That's to remind us of the fact that Haiti is an island. Haiti, being an island, fought for its independence from enslavers in the days gone by, when transatlantic slave was, very strong. But Professor, can you give us an insight into the history of Haiti since the era of transatlantic slave trade?
I would say there was like a lot of Africans were taken to Haiti. I'll say like in 17, I think it was like 1700s. I'm not a historian on this, but just basically the Africans were tired of being enslaved. And they wanted their own independence, and they first started, the first revolt was by Boukman in like 1791. Then later on, there have been other leaders like Toussaint, but Jean-Jacques Dessalines is actually the one who fought and won independence. Toussaint was more of like a statesman, but it was many leaders and women too who fought in the revolution, and even children who just they didn't want it, because in the sugar cane, since the main product, it was called the pearls of the Caribbeans, was sugar. So a lot of the slaves were dying every 5 years. So we had a mass migration of Africans coming. So you had African storytelling, culture that was different from America, where cotton, you could live until you're 50, 70 years old, but you're dying so young that and I think that was the thing why and with the Creole, you had so many different languages from different tribes in Africa, from Benin, from a lot of people tell me I'm Yoruba, from Nigeria, from all these. So I think all those different African different traditions and tribes, they created their own language. And I think that's why the art's so strong, because that was the way, visually, that's the way that they were able to communicate through the drums. That's why they made the drums illegal, because they knew that we could communicate with each other miles, So I think the European was really, had a problem of us unifying in a sense. And we're the majority there, like 80% of the population was Black, maybe 5% were French at the time, or who were kind of slave owners, and you had the planter class and what they call petite blondes, like the small whites who just had like maybe a couple slaves. So I think when they banded together and they just they went to their spirit, the African spiritual connection of like, we want to be free, and we're going to demand our freedom, and you had some of these men were, kings in Africa. Some, they were trained guerrilla. They're already fighters in Africa. And I think, from the women who are part of it too, really trained, them working together so they could have their own independence. And they want to do that for the whole African diaspora. That's the thing that I love about Haiti finding its independence in 1804. And that's the reason why I named the documentary Haiti's a Nation of Artists, instead of what mainstream identifies us as the poorest nation in the Western Hemisphere. I tried to change that narrative and show that we have great art and we're a culture of freedom and resilience. So that's what you get from Haiti's contribution to and any other place that needed aid in a lot of countries in Latin America. We helped them get independence too. Either we gave them arms, Greece, Israel were one of the last votes for them to become an independent state. So whenever there's problem with independence, and even in our homeland in Africa too, we wanted to make sure it was independent. We didn't want, since Haiti experienced such extreme slavery, they didn't want anybody to experience that.
Yeah, and the saddest thing, some of them were, cooked in hot sugar syrup. And I mean, no human being could be boiled inside hot syrup and wouldn't want to revolt, to survive. It was sheer wickedness. The next question is, can you explain, okay, let's discuss the origins of Haiti's mixed spirituality, though there's emphasis on African juju or voodoo practices, mysticism. I know Haiti has this cross between, I think, Catholic religion and African mysticism. Can we shed some light on that, please?
Yeah, it's a mix between both religions, and it's because you couldn't pray to since you're a Catholic, you couldn't pray to your traditional African religion. So they use as the saints as still communicating with their for their spiritual practice. Like when you think of Ogun, he's a warrior. What I mean? So they'll use a saint. Ogun, they would have Obatala, they would have like, what I mean? One that's like Tucson is his name, right? It's called All Saints. Okay. So he's a door opener. There's a particularly spiritual deity for that's an opener. So he opens pathways. I forget the African spiritual name, but there is one of the spiritual that is an opener. So you see that the culture was able to transcend, and that's how they were able to. They had a belief in themselves. They had a belief that they were men. They were more than the slavery that they were experiencing. I think it made them think about home, and I think being close to the water is something symbolic to the island. Like it made them long to connect back home and go to Africa. And it was like even doing the slave trade, some Africans would rather jump off the boat than be slaves. The death was better than slavery for them. Yeah. And I think they had that kind of resilience that they would, by any means necessary, be free.
Yeah. So you've tried in your own best way as an Haitian ambassador in California, America, to promote your identity and dignity. And now you intimated me about the mainstream film festivals neglecting Haitian identity, and so you had to find a way to make that possible, which you just said. And so how has that lack of representation post-2013 earthquake impacted on the people, even you in the diaspora in California?
It made a tremendous impact on me because I was tired of all the negative images and showing Haitians with no agency. You just saw the poverty, and you just saw that they just had aid. I appreciate all the aid that we got from the West, but I want to show there were Haitians who were helping to rebuild the society. And me being Haitian-American and having a proud Haitian mother, I wanted to show the side that I knew about the culture. So I think that's when the film festival came after. After I did the film Haiti's a Nation Artist and traveled to New York, Miami, and Haiti, and met so many of other filmmakers from the Haitian diaspora, I was like, we need a film festival. Just what my film is not enough, And I had to realize that let's have a film festival. It became like a revolution of the Haitian diaspora going back home to connect with its roots. And I said, let's, do a film festival. And since I was in the film festival circuit myself, I would connect with the filmmakers, and they wanted to tell the story, and I said, let's just do this together. And I had support from filmmakers from my first film festival in 2015 at Castle Northridge. The last 3 years, has been at the Barnes Gallery Theater in Hollywood, because I wanted to show that we could have quality. So I think a lot of times when even the Haitian diaspora, they don't see it, they don't think it's not possible. So I wanted to show that we're making amazing films, and a lot of these films are self-funded themselves. And you know, I think it's just like the second generation Nigerian filmmakers who went to film school, like myself, who are like, we want to leverage the knowledge and information we have to show our community in a different light. And once you do that, it opens the world for you, because now I became an international film festival, a filmmaker, and the film festival would just open what Africa have in store for you and what Haiti has in store for you once you identify with your culture and who you are.
Yeah, we're going to be talking about the totality of the effect, what you have achieved so far. But introducing you again, I'm talking to adjunct professor, Haitian independent filmmaker who teaches cinema production at the Pasadena City College in California. His name is Professor Jacquil Constant. Now to the next question. Or let's play out the promo for the 5th Annual Film Festival and Virtual Film Festival that you actually held, I think, very recently, if I'm correct.
So we couldn't have it at the theater.
I'm excited to partner with Ezurb TV for our virtual film festival. This is an innovative company that supports independent cinema and film festivals. So catch the Haiti International Film Festival August 15th and August 16th on Ezurb TV. See you online at the festival.
That's a good definitive statement. Then it is not easy to set up a film festival, I know, but you mentioned to me on phone when I called you that you had support from non-profit Los Angeles only Haitian International, you actually instituted non-profit Los Angeles only Haitian International Film Festival. And so pursuant to creating a positive narrative of the Haitian culture through film and art, then how difficult was it for you to convince people, because you said you convinced people, your diaspora colleagues at the film festival, your own film festival you organized, or the one you attended, how difficult was it for you to actually convince people? Because, I mean, it's not easy when you have, I'm sorry to say, when you have some sort of image that, no, you are nobody, you couldn't do anything, you come from a nation that is so poor, the poorest in the Western Hemisphere. How difficult was it for you to be able to, organize this thing and move forward?
I think really it was the storytelling, telling people a different image of Haiti, and me being Haitian-American. And I think it's the way that I presented the idea, we're showing a different side that you don't usually get to see, that's not with the mainstream. And I think that's what people really gravitated towards. And when they saw the films, they saw the trailers, and that was my passion. It's been my passion to show a different image of Haiti, and like every culture does, the Latino, the Asian Film Festival, the Japanese Film Festival. I just felt like we should be the curators and tell our side of the story. So the longest time, outsiders are telling our stories, and they don't have the background, they don't really understand the culture. So I think I wanted to, and I was a Pan-African Studies major. So I knew I studied Black culture and Haitian culture. So that's what I was showing. I was showing a different narrative of Haiti. And I think people really gravitated. And when I do the Haitian, I curate Haitian art shows, same thing happened. Like, I've never seen Haiti like this. I've never seen, that you have great artists and storytellers. And I think once you do that, you're changing the discussion and the narrative. Just like, you have to do the research. I'm not gonna lie. But I think it's very liberating when people see a different side, an authentic side of Haitian culture. So that was my way of talking. And then I did fellowships. I really learned how to talk to like government officials, and you have to have a nonprofit to get public money. So from having 501c3, that's how I was able to get money from the Hollywood Chamber of Commerce, from there was a lot of other the Hollywood Neighborhood Council, and from the Haitian community. Once they see that I got support, and I think it started at the university where the provost, helped with funding and the different departments, my film department, Pan-African Studies department, the art department. I think me being an interdisciplinary studies major of learning different I see different majors, it helped me a lot. From art to Pan-African studies to film, helped me to like understand how to tell the stories, how it's going to work, for how can I convey the story to an art person. That's more about like government, film, it's more about, just having your pitch together. Pan-African studies, getting the history right. So I think having all that together really helped me. Like I had a good package. I had a good story.
Yeah, and that's quite different from what we had in Nigeria when Nollywood was starting off. Nollywood was principally and clearly a commercial venture that came out of the market situation in Lagos Island, beyond where I am now. There we had Igbo traders. I don't know if you know them. They sold CDs, DVDs. They imported, Virgin VCDs and DVDs from, I think, South Korea or Taiwan. So they were looking for a way to sell off their commodity. So they said, look, inventiveness came in. Let's just, box these things with drama and sell. And then it happened that immediately they were able to call one or two people, campus students, and said, let's do some drama. They recorded and started selling. That was how Nollywood started. But then, let me ask you, in comparing clear African origins of the Haitian people in terms of filmmaking and culture, would you mentioned Shango, mentioned Ogun, if you want to consider the themes that go into the stories that you made in your films and maybe other people also made, is there a meeting point between what you do there and what we do here back in Nigeria?
I think yes. Definitely if you've been to Haiti, it's like the Black China, like everyone's hustling. And like when I went to Burkina Faso in 2003 and just seeing everybody in the marketplace just selling African arts, and that's how Haiti is. Like it sells its art. Like this is a art that I got in that behind me, the sailboats in Haiti. So I think seeing that entrepreneur driven, and I got that from my mom. My mom was an entrepreneur. She was a psychic. So I guess like having that immigrant experience, even you here, that makes something happen. So I think I had that already within me. So I just did that with Haitian film and cinema, just showing like we have this griot, rich tradition of like telling our culture, storytelling. So that's definitely very influenced by Africa itself, of going out and making something out of nothing, and I think but having a rich culture tradition to reach back to. So I think that really helped me because I sold like where people tell me, oh, you can't make any money. You know what I mean? Even when I was I was in grad school, I made $700 one day. You know what I mean? When I showed like 3 of my short films, but I got all my friends to come out, and some people had events, and event buy was free. I had them for $20 a ticket. I guess that was like the hate. Like if we do events, we don't get sponsored. Later on, I got sponsors, but in the beginning, it was really my community who came out. They're like, "Can you make your community come out?" 50 people came out. You know what I mean? And from then, that opened my mind and like, oh, okay, I do have a community. And even that's what the art department and the film department, how many people are going to show up? And when they showed up, it was like, okay, I have something, and they're ready for the next year. then it just grown, and hundreds of people have been supporting me now. And now we got Jimmy John Louis. We got, when we brought to Hollywood, because I had, the school, when I had the first film festival, was basically in the suburbs, but I had to bring the film festival to the city. So when I brought to Hollywood, that's when I was able to get, the celebrities to come, and that just changed everything for me. And Jimmy's been supporting it since the second year on. And, we had Jaimin this year. Come on, from Blood Diamonds, Amistad. I remember I used to he did this film on voodoo, but from, a son of Benin's perspective. It's like me, it was like, that was amazing just to see that. I remember I saw this film, The Pan-African, 400 seats, full house, and I was like, whoa, there's people who believe in Ifa out here. I was like, I didn't see that, but since Jaimin did this film, you see things like, I've been in LA for 30 years, but Jaimin went and did a film about what he thought about the voodoo religion. It's almost for him, it's a way of finding yourself and showing it in a non-stereotypical way. And because I saw a lot of exhibits they would have on Haitians, and a lot of the stuff was made up by Hollywood. Their theaters, it just showed that we stick pins and dolls. That's not our culture. That's something the West has created. And I guess when you find out, I think there was this film called Zombie. That was like the first horror film. And it was made in a Universal back lot. I found out in grad school. I said, okay, so I don't have to adhere to any of this. And I met Rao Peck. He was a keynote speaker, another Haitian filmmaker. And he was brought up in the Congo. So he was like, a lot of the stuff that we see about Black culture by mainstream, we didn't create it. So take that weight off yourself. Just create and be your authentic self. And when I heard that, it was a lot of energy, or was taken off, a lot of weight was taken off my shoulders by him saying that, And I think, it's important for us to tell our own stories. It's good. It will liberate.
Yeah, so the point is that, by bringing your originality to add to what they've been doing all these years, has created some sort of awareness about who you are and where you're heading to. You said you went to Burkina Faso, and you also had some affiliations. So considering your affiliations from Burkina Faso and your affiliations in California or Hollywood itself, what benefits did you have from such affiliations like the one you had with Hollywood Central Neighborhood Council, Center of Culture, Innovation, among outreach partners like the Pan-African Film Festival, Black Association of Documentary Filmmakers West, and the African Arts Association? What benefits do you really, really garner from all these efforts you've done?
I think because since I support these organizations, and I went with the Pan-African Film Festival, I went to Burkina Faso. So, and just seeing what Thomas Sakara, what he created, and having this film festival, and it's like the biggest film festival in Africa, that let me know that you could see excellent films from the African diaspora. I saw filmmakers from Nigeria, from America, from the French, the Anglophone. So I guess seeing that as a young filmmaker at 25 years old, let me know there was no limits. That really opened my mind that I could do something cultural. Like, that's when I did some PSAs when I came back on HIV awareness, because I saw a lot of it when I was in Africa. So I think it just opened my mind where when somebody was trying to put me in a box, I refused to be in a box because I already seen great. I saw all these great African filmmakers that I studied when I was in grad school, so I think that made a big impact on me while especially from the Anglophone and I say the Francophone films like Ousmane Sembini and all those type of guys who made films on motorcycles. They had to ship them to France because they didn't have laboratories at that time. But with the digital revolution, you don't have to send your film to a lab. You can shoot it and get it on your laptop and put your film out there. So that's why I think you've seen more stories coming from the African diaspora now, because now we have the technology to tell our own stories and get it out online to the world now. So I think that's been a big big help and a big impact.
Yeah, as technology actually democratizes filmmaking, Africans are beginning to make, even individuals are making movies now that are going around the world. Netflix is signing on Nigerian, movies, originalities, So let's watch the next play out clip. The Caribbean cultural innovator. You are really an innovator because you've moved from not being known to being known, and you're still being driven by the passion to represent your country. So let's watch the next.
Haiti is a nation of artists. This award recipient has dedicated his life to using cinema as a medium through which the world experiences Haiti. His mission is to change the narrative that we too often see associated with Haiti. Film is his tool of transformation and advocacy for Haiti. He is a filmmaker, cinema professor, and co-creator of the Haiti International Film Festival in Los Angeles. His festival has experienced such significant growth that last year, renowned Hollywood Haitian-American actor Jimmy Jean-Louis was one of the presenters at the event. Haiti is a Nation of Artists is a film produced by Jacquil Constant, this year's recipient of the Caribbean Cultural Innovator Award.
Hello, my name is Jacquil Constant. I'm the Executive Director of the Haiti International Film Festival. I'm so honored on behalf of our organization, we're receiving the Caribbean Cultural Innovator Award. Thank you, MyKey TV, for this prestigious award. I would like to thank the Haitian community and our board to help our organization grow. Thank you so much. And if you want more information about our organization, go on HaitiInternationalFilmFestival.org.
Congratulations, Professor Jacquil Constant, an innovator indeed. Yeah. Okay, so you've dignified your nation. You've dignified Africa. Let me put it that way too. You have been able to create identity that is pushing on, your vision and mission to remove that stain that Haiti is not a nation. So you've actually said Haiti is a nation of people, an African nation. Let me put it that way too. So just to introduce you again, I'm talking to Adjunct Professor of Film Studies from California, right away from California, who is an innovator, like you just said, a visionary, a missionary who is out to make his country, look good before the world. Now, you did the 5th Annual Film Festival, which was the virtual film festival, and the situation amidst COVID-19. In that climate, in that weather, how did that position you as a value-motivated filmmaker and generally for your country, Haiti?
I mean, it was tremendous of having, I knew all I could do was give the community value. You know what I mean? Like having a producers panel, of Haitian professionals that work in the industry from, creative arts agency. We had Janae Desiree. We had, Dominique Telson. She's the producer who works on films that are like $1 to $2 million, and have 3 Haitian women on the panels together. Because I want to show excellence, because a lot of times people just hear about the poverty. I want to show Gene Ellie, who's on, he's on a hit show on Insecure on HBO. He's up for an Emmy. They had another Haitian filmmaker who's a director and producer, Michelle Stevenson. She's a renowned documentary filmmaker, and show the Haitian creatives to show. Because I think the year before, people it was great seeing all the celebrities, but we want to know how can we, as emerging filmmakers, find a pathway. So that's why I had these 2 panels, and it was phenomenal. And we had Bishore Selvin, who's an actor, Haitian-American actor, and he was, our host. So I just want to show, because I think a lot of times with the Caribbean, African diaspora, you see us as individuals doing well, because our families really push us to get an education. help to give money back home. But I wanted to show like we have a community here. Jimmy John Luis, Jaimin, you can name it. And all these, we had two film blocks. One was the Haitian diaspora, and their experience here. Then the Haitian diaspora actually went back to Haiti, or they went to Africa. One of the filmmakers went to Benin. His dad was a preacher, and he wanted to find out about the voodoo religion because he went there to shoot a film about Toussaint. But when he got there, he was like, "This is not the story. The story is about voodoo in Benin and this connection to Haiti." And he goes, "Why do I have this very Eurocentric view?" Because his dad was a preacher. Then when he got there, he goes, "No, this is not evil. This is who I am. This is my culture." So I think it's just shattered a lot, even the myths that Africans and Haitians have of themselves. They weren't able to practice, their culture, religion. That's why they, the temples are not like somewhere, they're like, you have churches everywhere, right? You're Christian when you go to Africa, but where do you see the temples? Who's writing their beliefs? And I think now you're seeing in Africa, maybe the third, like this generation, like, no, we need to, like, if we know about Greek mythology, we know all about Europe, what do we really know about Africa? What do we really know about, So I think it's like now our generation is taking it upon ourselves to, for you to be a whole person, make a contribution, you have to know your history, or you don't know where you're going.
Yeah, that's right. For 12 years, you've done this. I would believe this is the 12 years as an independent filmmaker. And I want you to leak your trade secrets. What is it like working for major networks like MTV, BET, and VHI in terms of your production, post-production, and casting of reality television shows, which you actually did for them? What is it like? If I am back in Nigeria, if I want to experience, make some dollars, how do I do that?
I think it's really having the research. What I'm really good at, I do the research of the CEO, everybody that they work with, and they find out what is the mission of the organization. Then when I go in the interview, I talk about that. I talk about the shows that they have. So you do all that research when there's thousands of other people, maybe 5% actually do the research. They just show up. But if you do the research, you're going to stand out. And I think for me, being raised in Hollywood too, like I knew the language, I knew the lingo, I knew the culture. So that was and I lived there, so you can tell me that I didn't understand it. So I, especially, my mom told you, being Black and being Haitian, you have to be 10 times better, or you have to really learn your craft. So I think that really helped me. And when I was there to handle business and learn as much as I could. And I think they saw I was there. They called me. If you called me today and I need to be somewhere, I was there. And they were like, "Whoa, this guy doesn't like," and I think that's what helps me even as a professor, adjunct. They call me and they're like, "Oh, we need you to teach a new class in 2 days." I'll show up and I'll study and I'll do it. So you have to be very driven. I had friends that would call to work and they didn't want to do it. They're like, "Oh, I'm ready next week with a job to start tomorrow at 6 a.m. And you want to wait 2 weeks. And that's just not how the industry works. The industry is very fast-paced, it's cutthroat, but you get to learn, like I got to learn a lot of that stuff that I learned on somebody else's dime, because I did the Tom Bradley documentary, but it was the same thing. I told my story. I said, this is a transformational leader. I was raised in Los Angeles, and they were looking for somebody who was raised in Los Angeles. Yeah. And somebody that was Black, and I was able to relay that experience. You're going to have to be able to understand their story and find a way to integrate yourself in there. I'll say that's the thing too, that you'll win people over.
Okay. No doubt this has impacted you professionally, but then you were recently, in Haiti. My condolences again about your mother's passing. what's the level of filmmaking skills or expertise in Haiti itself, on the island itself? Are people willing to learn? Do they have the necessary skills to do movies right there in Haiti?
Yes, they do. I mean, they do have. There's people who are very talented. I think it's just the access and resources that I got being raised to here. You know, so like I did a workshop on storytelling. You know, the Hollywood storytelling at a nonprofit. So whenever I go to Haiti, I will reach out to the Cine Institute. They have a film school there because one of the guys who won the best film award. This is the second film he submitted, and he won the best short film award from Haiti. You know, that shot that film. The film was called Raisin. It means it's basically like your background, like really being close to your roots. You know, so being close to his African roots, and yeah, I think that really. Can you ask me the question again?
The question was, are they up to it? You know, okay, you.
Yes, they are.
Yeah, okay. So now I believe, really believe that as an ambassador of Haiti, you always go back to build a film school to train your people and upgrade their skills and allow them harvest their creativity and really tell the story of Haiti. Professor Jacquil Constant, it's been so nice having you on the show. I don't know whether you're going to do a production very soon in Haiti, but what I usually do with my guests on Film Talk is to ask them, whenever they're going to do their next production, they should let me know so that we can talk about such productions. I believe it's going to be like that with you.
And now I just had 2 remote interns actually in Haiti through the Haiti Tech Summit. So they've reached out to all the foundations in Haiti, and they're reaching out to like new film students, and that really helped because I saw this one film about Ebola, and it was a filmmaker from Nigeria.
Oh.
And he got all his funding from a foundation, and he had no stress. Most filmmakers, after they put their film, I said, I want to be like that. So I said, I need to start reaching out to the foundations. Not like I had this conversation, but I've never seen a filmmaker after he made like, I think it was a multi-million-dollar film. And I was like, whoa, I want to be in that position where I'm connecting. Because basically, when you can connecting with foundation and multi-level like corporations, and that can happen. You just have to raise your, not just small business, now you're doing international business. So you got to raise your proposal on that level. So that's what I'm looking for this year, where we're going to expand the film festival, not only, that we have in Los Angeles, we're going to have it in Haiti, hopefully COVID or virtual, like I already have an idea for Coastal University, doing online to teach, if there's filmmakers in Haiti, and I have like people that I know in Nigeria who hit me up, and I said, like, me just teaching my class just at Pasadena, I'm limited to only 20 or 30 students. So I want to have a place where Haiti and African diaspora, I can teach them about cinema, have them write scripts. And I think this virtual thing has opened a new window through education and what we're doing now.
Yeah.
We're in Nigeria, like before COVID, I don't think all these things were possible. So I think if you're creative, you could touch the diaspora. Like our one of our filmmakers who won this year, she was in Burkina Faso. We got her from France, and she did an excellent film. But we had this Q&A on Zoom, and it was just like, it took a couple of days because, electricity and, just connection, but we did it, and I think it's just like now we have a direct communication. There's no middlemen anymore.
Yeah, that's right.
If we look for it, like me and you be able to communicate, I think those are the models. That's why I looked at like, how is Nollywood doing so well? Because a lot of them were selling art. Then they would take that money, that $3,000-4,000, to put into the films, and they became their own distributor. And that's the goal for this year, is for the film festival to be distribute most of these films. Now we have 5 years. We have enough films and contacts to actually make that happen. So I think it's just like, You're not waiting for somebody. You're creating that door that you want to be open. So I think it just changed because now you're the owner. You're the one. You're the gatekeeper. So I think it changes the discussion when you're actually the executive director. You're the filmmaker. You're the instead of asking for somebody to let you in, you're creating that door.
Yeah. Well, this is Film Talk. I've been talking to Adjunct Professor Jacquil Constant, a Haitian-American independent filmmaker who lives in California. He teaches cinema production at the Pasadena City College in California. He's the founder of the first ever Haitian International Film Festival in Southern California. I want to really express my gratitude for spending your time early in the morning like this in California to be on the talk. I am looking forward to talk to you again. I'll keep coming to you. I'll keep calling you. Thank you so much for being on this talk. Thank you so much, Jacquil. Thank you.
And thank you for Waslova TV and for having me on your show. And it just shows you the African diaspora. And I'm going to finish my film, Haiti's a Nation of Artists. So I want to premiere it in Haiti. And I think it's the African Pavilion that they have in the Cannes Film Festival. And possibly, definitely in Nigeria is one of the biggest
market.
170 million people. So maybe you could connect me to something.
Yeah, we're sure. We are a broadcast station, and we get contents to broadcast on our channels. We have a film academy right here in Lagos, so there's going to be a lot of synergy between us and the diaspora.
That would be great. We'd love to do co-productions. That's the thing, because this year the theme is collaborations, the African diaspora, and us, because we could show people that it's possible. But I think a lot of people don't think it's possible. But I think from traveling to Africa, traveling to Haiti, being throughout the U.S., like, whoa, we do work together. No, they always tell you that we can't. And I think my professors I had, who are Nigerian, who are from all over the African diaspora, was like, it's going to be hard, but you can do it. So I think they were realistic, but they were just like, doesn't mean it's not going to be easy, but you can make it happen. I think Professor Scott at the Pan-African Studies, Professor Walters, a lot of them encouraged me when I was in grad school and undergrad. They told me it's going to be a tough road, but they're like, you can do it, so.
That's right.
That's why I'm here now.
And we will do it. We will do it. Thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much. I'll speak to you later. Thank you. Well, that has been Film Talk from FilmLab Nigeria, and you can watch us at www.filmlab.ng/filmtalk. Check our blog, forum, and we're on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. Don't stop tuning into this talk. It's beneficial for you if you're a filmmaker. Thank you so much.
They need us, they need us, they need us.